Hello everyone, this is Dr. Carolyn Maria, working as an assistant professor in Loyola College of Education, Chennai. The title of the course is Knowledge and Curriculum, which is Course 8, in which we are going to deal with Unit 2, Social Basis of Education. This is part 2 video lecture, which is going to focus on understanding education in relation to modern values of equity, equality and individual opportunity, understanding social justice and dignity with special reference to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. This video lecture is planned in such a way that the learner will be able to gain knowledge about modern values of equity, equality and individual opportunity, understand social justice and dignity with special reference to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Let's now discuss on some of the limitations of our early education system. Our early education system was mainly focusing on only the transformation of information. It did not give much importance for experiential learning. Religion-based values were given much importance and there were limited scope for critical thinking, decision making or problem solving. Most of the time it was one-way communication from the teacher to the students and most of the time the students were passive listeners. Only few got the educational opportunity. These were the drawbacks. Now the present education system has evolved and it is given much opportunity for modern values in education. Some of the examples are freedom of thought and expression is given to the students with regard to their choice of subject and choice of their career. Right to Education Act is implemented in India, which is motivating everybody to come forward to get themselves enrolled in various educational institutions to complete their school education at free of cost in government schools. And the curriculum is revamped and in such a way that which is focusing on giving the people an opportunity to accept the other people, to respect the other people, other culture and their lifestyle. And with regard to caring for nature, this value is inculcated through a subject called environmental education, which has become a compulsory subject by Supreme Court order. And students are given more opportunity to stand up for their values. And through human rights, everyone is given an opportunity to know about their safe and secure life. Each and every person, whoever is born on earth, has an equal right to have a safe and secure life. And this is possible only through the education. So modern values on education is helping the people to welcome the innovation, creativity and thinking. Let's now focus on the modern values called equity and equality. Now just look at this picture. What could you see there? Three people are willing to just watch the match which is going on. And all the three people are given the same, a stool-like structure to watch the match. That is called as equality. All the three are provided with the same sort of provision. But with regard to equity, if you see on your right side, you could see the one who is tall, who doesn't need any stool. The one who is of moderate height, he needs one stool to just see the match. The little one needs two stools, then only the person can watch the match. So, equality is providing everybody the same. Equity is providing the people according to their need. That is the difference between equity and equality. With regard to education, if you say, with regard to this evaluation, we are providing equality only. All the students are given same sort of curriculum, same syllabus, most of the time same timetable, same number of working hours with respect to, and with regard to evaluation also subjective evaluation, that is common question paper with regard to public examination and same duration. That is what we are having, that is called as equality. Rather, if we go for equity with regard to school system, education and evaluation based upon the needs of the students. For example, there are three types of learners: audio learners, visual learners and kinesthetic learners. Okay, some people may feel comfortable listening to some lecture and they just go and write the exam. Some may have very good content knowledge, but they may have a very bad handwriting. They may not be able how to present their answers in the answer sheet. Okay, so because of that they may lose mark. So based upon the need and the ability of the students, if we are giving opportunities for them to go for an examination, that is what called as equity. Okay. So let's now understand the education in relation to the modern values of equity. We do follow these modern values of equity in our classroom situation by many means. So equity is the quality of being very fair, impartial, without any bias and prejudice. So equal and need-based opportunities for boys and girls are given. That is called as gender equity. There is no differentiation with regard to admission for the boys as well as even the girls. And in the classroom situation, the teacher gives equal opportunity for both boys and girls. So by which the teacher is establishing the gender equity as well as social equity. And same way with regard to group discussion involving everybody together, that gives an educational equity among the students. So with regard to education, these are the two main factors with regard to equity: fairness and inclusion. Fairness is equal opportunity to everybody without considering only their academic success. For example, in a classroom situation, you take students, those who score very high mark, they are not given a special table chair or they are not given any extra provision in class. All are seated equally, all are sitting side by side. So that is the equity we are maintaining in school system as well as in college system. That is called as fairness. And with regard to inclusion, comprehensive standard that applies to everybody. That is, the students who are having some challenges with regard to their intellectual capacity or their physical capacity, they are also given equal opportunity in educational institution, which is called as inclusive education. So this equity in education, we do have some measures. Let's focus on what are all the measures. First of all, we are supposed to value all the students as well as all the staff equally. No sort of gender disparity or caste disparity, no sort of differentiation with regard to which background they come in, their socio-economic background or their intellectual level. With regard to all this, we are not supposed to have any sort of bias and prejudice. And same way, we are supposed to increase the participation of students with regard to the culture, restructuring the culture, policies, practices in schools and colleges. We should not be clinging on to only the traditional method and traditional culture of having the school system. We can any time motivate the students to come forward to give their innovative ideas to change all this. Okay, and then responding to the diversity of the students. In schools are the places you come across with many students with different disparity with regard to their socio-economic status, intellectual capacity, physical ability, their need, their want, everything is different. So there should not be any sort of disparity. Teachers should treat all the students equally, and same way the management also should treat all the students equally. That will actually reduce the barriers in learning for the students. And acknowledging the rights of the students with regard to education. I have told you already, each and every person, whoever is born on earth, has equal right to be educated. So that is what called as Right to Education Act. So with regard to that, everybody should be given equal rights. And we should improve the school infrastructure for the physically challenged students to use their wheelchair as well as to provide them the lift. By all means, we are motivating the students to come forward in the educational institution to get themselves enrolled and get themselves educated. Understanding equality in education. Equality is the state of being equal, especially with regard to the status, rights as well as the opportunities. And schools are the places where we are supposed to inculcate a sort of quality called as respect and recognition for the other religion people, the students from other socio-economic background, students from different abilities. See, till they are in schools, there may not be much difference. Once they come to college, you could see all the matriculation students together, sitting together, all the government school students sitting together, and all the ICC school students sitting together. This sort of difference is seen in colleges because they have come from different background with regard to their schools, curriculum, pedagogy, assessment system, and all that. So we are supposed to eradicate all these sort of differences in college education. Everybody should be treated equally. When is it possible to give equal treatment for all the students? When they are given equal education. That is why in Tamil Nadu we do have this, Samachir Kalvi. Earlier we were having Anglo-Indian board, matriculation board, Tamil Nadu state board, government board, all that we were having. But now in Tamil Nadu you have only two boards. One is CBSE, one is state board. Apart from this, you do have this ICSE board also. So when the students are given education equally, quality education is given equally, when they come to college, they will not find any sort of problem with regard to this disparity. So equality of love and care should be provided for the students as well as the teachers to come out with all their feelings and concerns. So here we are supposed to improve the emotional intelligence of the students. We are supposed to motivate the students to control and maintain and manage their own emotions. So teachers should give chance for all the students with regard to classroom discussion, group discussion, any group activities, and for all everything, teachers should not be partial at all. And the learning activity should be based on the choice of the students as well as the pace. Pace means speed of the students. We are not supposed to force the student. We are now called as facilitators than the teachers. These are the benefits of equality in education. Since we are following this equality as a modern value in education, all the people are having an opportunity to learn, which is called as democracy in education, and that will make the nation to go further, one step ahead. If everybody is literate in a nation, everybody will go for proper job. They pay tax by which they increase the economy level of the nation, and that will make the nation to go and become a developed nation. So equal opportunity for boys and girls should be provided, and nowadays girls are given much importance in educational institution. That is actually we are supposed to appreciate that. Let's now learn about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, popularly known as Baba Sahib, and he was born on 14th April 1891 in Amdavi village, Madhya Pradesh. He was born in Mahar caste, and that caste was treated as untouchable caste because of the socio-economic discrimination. During those days, the socio-economic discrimination was prevailing in India. People were not treated equally and they were treated according to their caste. Ambedkar was known for his inspirational work for Dalit community of India. At this point, I would like to give you a homework. Just go and read the biography of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and try to find out what made Ambedkar to strive for social justice. Some more points with regard to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar are: he was an Indian jurist, politician, social reformer. He was the first law minister of independent India, and he was the main architect of designing our Constitution of India, which we are still following. Some inputs about B.R. Ambedkar's education. As I told you already that he was born in Mahar caste and which was treated as untouchable caste, and those who were born in that caste were not given any opportunity for education. But Ambedkar's father Ramji was working in British Army. Because of his influence, Ambedkar got an opportunity to enroll himself in a school in 1897, and he completed his schooling in 1907. And in 1912, he has completed his degree in economics and political science from Bombay University. Later, he earned law degree from Columbia University and various doctorates from London School of Economics. That's why I have told you to go through his biography to get to know about all his educational qualification. And in June 1916, he has submitted his PhD thesis also. Let's now discuss about the ideas of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar gave much importance for primary education because he thought that primary education is very important for the vulnerable sections as it provides them the necessary platform to enter into public life because they were deprived of even public life. The objective of primary education is to see that every child, whoever is entering the primary education, should continue to complete the primary education and then move on to secondary education. The ones who have entered in primary school, once they become literate, if they leave the school and if they become dropout of the school, there is no point of giving them education and it is a complete resource waste. That is what he was mainly speaking about. And he has also emphasized that this education should be given either free of cost or cheap to the people whoever is striving in this socio-economic disparity status and all. And he said that education is something which can bring out a person to become a full human being so that he can participate in all the activities of other people as well as in the society. Some of his achievements are: while practicing law in Bombay High Court, he tried his best to uplift the status of untouchables because he had a lot of bitter experiences when he was small. He was the man behind the quota reservation for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes in India. Still, we do have this quota reservation with regard to the pass percentage of marks, with regard to application fee, with regard to this scholarship, etc. In 1990, after his death, he was awarded Bharat Ratna Award from India, which is the highest Indian civilian award. The key takeaways are: need for equity and equality in education are discussed. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's contribution for social justice and dignity of human beings. Some points for reflection. As I have given you already the homework, read the biography of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and find out what made him to strive for social justice. And what are your views on Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's ideas on reservation in present day context? Just reflect on these two questions. I am also giving you some books for your further reading. Thank you for listening. Wish you all good luck, students.